yeah, we're going to talk about a little couple other safety features for people to consider when playing with Google in ROIS Academy. So
Yeah, this is something I absolutely recommend for everyone who's running just everything clean. And even if you don't, even if you're spamming, it's probably worth it to go out and use Google for your own safety. Keep Google away. If you're paying, it's more likely for you to keep Google away. But Gary, you can go ahead and expand on this if you want.
okay, so I'm going to go back to, so we're going to talk about Drive, AdWords, try to do a little bit of YouTube, and then the total there. So if I go, let me go into Drive here. Okay, so
Oh, Gary, go ahead and show them, man. Go ahead and show them how you do Drive. I think we have time.
yeah, okay, so yeah, can you can see the Drive account?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, cool. So down here in the bottom left corner, you'll be able to see your stat. So like in this case, I've used 12 megabytes of my 15 gigs of free storage in this Drive account. But what I can do is then choose this button below where it says buy more storage. So if I click that, you'll see then this is like Dropbox where you'll be able to pay for more storage. And this is the next choice up from the free 15 gigs. It's for $1.99 per month. You can get 100 gigs of storage, and that's what you would see on the slide. So can you? I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see our slide, but that what we're talking about is using. The first step is just for $1.99. You can pay Google to just increase your storage now. So now you're a paying customer to Google, and that's what we're talking about with the protection. So Google's going to favor you a bit more now because you're actually paying them some money, and yeah, as cheap as that amount for $2 a month just for a little bit of extra storage in a Google Drive account. But then the next thing you can do is also use AdWords. So this is another thing straight out the lab. Just going to crack the lid on this one for you guys, is that you can use Google AdWords with your Google properties. So what I mean by that is in AdWords you can actually link to your different Google URLs, like a Google Doc or a PDF or a drawing or a slide. I haven't played with all of them yet, but definitely with the Google Docs, it works 100% no problem, and with Google Photos. So what I mean by that, let me
Yeah.
see if I can.
Let me interrupt you a second. And I don't know if people are actually if it's actually dropped, man, because what we're talking about is no terms of service, no landing page quality, none of that bullshit. That excuse me, I get carried away. If you're offended, I'm sorry, but fuck it. Uh, None of it, man. None of it. You can forget it. You just go and you get you set up your doc as a landing page, and that's it.
Yeah. So let me see if I can do it for you guys. I haven't done it with Michael yet, but yeah. So say what I have, if you can see that I'm in AdWords at the moment, and
Yeah, we're seeing it.
I'm going to go into that campaign, Google Drive URLs, and there's an ad group. I'm going to go to add. Okay, so yeah, you can see I've been approved. So can you see what my ad is? My URL is drive.google.com. That's what I wrote. So Google Ads is letting me use Google's own URL.
That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense, but it's. I would have never even thought that would have been possible.
Yeah, so in my PPC ads now, I am Google.
Huh. I'll be damned.
How trustworthy is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that works. I've been approved, and it's no problem. And in another test account, I forgot I set it live because I was just playing around. And yeah, I had 12 clicks, so it cost me I can't remember how much, but yeah, and there was no problems. So what happens was people were clicking this, and it was actually just an MTG doc that they were going to through the PPC ad. And yeah, Google was happy with that. I was position number 1 or 2 with those PPC ads, so no problems.
Wow.
And then and that's where what we were talking about when even here, if you want to, imagine now, so you're pushing people through that to a Google Doc, and it's got a link to another point that you want. So people are engaging with the Google Doc by clicking it to go to the next link, because basically they click this ad and Google in a way is telling them to click this next link, and off they go to the next link. Or they click on an embedded picture, which is your YouTube video. So now you're driving PPC ad traffic to a Google Doc, which is, and they're clicking it to then watch a YouTube video.
Or even Google Slides, because those videos will play within Google Slides, and also the links are clickable within Google Slides, right?
Yeah. So now you're getting that engagement on your Google properties too, and you're doing it through PPC advertising if you want.
Wow.
And there's no problems, yeah. And like you can see on my screen, I'm approved. There's no issues. And like Marcus said, no sort of I need a privacy page or whatever else, because I can't do that on a Google Doc.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, and I'm allowed to use Google's own URL in the advert. And yeah.
Wow. So that looks hugely trustworthy, because somebody's going to click on a Google link within Google AdWords section, the ad section of the Google search page. So think about that, guys, because who do you think is going to be looking like the most trusted ad within the ads? It's going to be the Google link, right? That's insane.
Yeah, it's like I said, that's fresh out the lab for everyone. And so that was using AdWords. So I mean, there, what we're saying is that you could end up just running an uber cheap campaign there. Just, you're not looking maybe to even drive traffic, but it's just another way that you could end up having a paid service within Google to help sort of buffer you a bit more, because you are a paying customer to Google.
Yeah, Gary, but also the idea here is that if you actually run like let's say $1 a day or $5 a day, whatever it is that you decide to run, and you're actually looking this trustworthy, people are going to click on that link, and they're more likely to take action on whatever it is that you're doing. And so if you have an affiliate or whatever it is that you have on that landing page, people are more likely to buy, because it's all Google, and people just trust Google. You can't think as SEOs here. You have to think as regular Joe looking at an ad, looking to buy something. So what do you want to sell them? Go ahead and sell it as Google.
Wow. Okay, so I saw on your slides the next one was setting up YouTube ads as well, correct?
Yeah. Marco, do you want to go over that? I'm not.
No. The idea here is again to since we're going to be pushing everything, go ahead and pay Google $1 a day to run pay-per-view ads. I mean, we've covered that extensively in the mastermind and masterclass, I believe. And so just pay them $1 a day to keep them off your back. And so if you're spamming YouTube, then just pay $1 a day. If you're spamming Drive, pay $1 a day and get that extra storage for $2 a day. So for $62, you can have peace of mind, and you can pretty much keep Google off your back and run ads as Google. I mean, how good does it get?
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we're coming up on the 6 o'clock mark. Now we're at the 90-minute mark. So, where are we with the presentation? How much more we got?
No, we're done.
Yeah,
and
we're
so
done on it.
We could probably take a few questions.
Okay, cool. There's something else I want to show before we get into questions. Something that I want to show you guys, because I just want to show you, like, way back when Marco first started chatting with me about this, about RYS Academy stuff. And this was 4 months ago. I want to show you guys something that I set up. I did it on a Saturday that I was supposed to be doing something else, but my head started spinning, so I decided to put something together. And it wasn't even going through all the training that Gary. I didn't see anything from Gary at this point. But I want to show just some results of something that I just happened to do a check on this while we were talking. And because I haven't even looked at this in months, and I find this very interesting. So I'm going to grab the screen real quick, and I want to show you guys something, and then we'll take some questions. All right, let me grab the Firefox screen. Okay, check this out. This was something I put together, like I said, 4 months ago, and I really haven't done anything to it, guys. And if you search SEO Virginia, I've got a Google site ranked number 3. That's not an easy term. and if you click on the site, you'll see that all it is a Google site with, like, I think a blank about page and a contact page. And all I did was take a spun article, I unspun it, and I added that as the content, and then I just embedded a bunch of Google properties. And that's it. I didn't do anything else to it, guys. Here's a slideshow that plays automatically, and you can see there's a clickable video in the slideshow. There's clickable links within the slideshow, embedded docs, embedded spreadsheets, embedded map, and this is an embedded folder, and this is an embedded Google Plus post, and then this is obviously an embedded video. And all of that, guys, I put that together. This probably took me, I don't know, I spent about 4 or 5 hours setting up all the Google properties, and then I really did, like I said, I haven't done anything to it. I set up a small link building campaign to it way back when, and if we go, actually, let me grab the screen real quick. I just thought I'd share this because I thought it was interesting.
I remember you were complaining that it wouldn't index.
It index. I know it didn't index for like weeks for some reason, and I didn't try to do anything to get it to index, but I haven't looked at it in months, and that's why I just found it, and I said, wow, this is really interesting. I was just looking at it. If you guys can see my Majestic, I just put the link URL in there, and it's showing 73 backlinks from 13 referring domains, guys. And if you do a backlink analysis on the top 2 positions right here for SEO Virginia, and you take a look at their backlink profile, you're going to see a huge difference. And I'm ranking number 3 with only 13 referring domains, if you guys see that. So like, let me open this up, we'll just take a look at, this is the guy in position number 1. If we take a look at his backlink profile, oh, he's only showing 75 referring domains. That's actually kind of interesting. But look how many backlinks the guy's got. Almost 16,000. I had 73, and I'm in number 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but he also has great trust flow. What you have is your Google.
That's it. That's all I got. Let's take a look at this guy's trust. I want to see his real quick. And this was just, like I said, I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was like, I just noticed it and I said, wow, that's really interesting considering. You look at this one, oh, you know what I'm not doing? I'm not looking at the root domain. That's the difference. Take a look at this, guys. Referring domains 365. This is the guy in position number 2, right? And if you take a look at the guy in position number 1 and we look at the root domain instead of the URL, that's going to change those numbers big time. Let's take a look at that. No, that didn't change. Oh, no, hold on a minute. It's still not going there. Hold on a minute. There we go. 204 referring domains. You guys see that? And all I did was set up the Google site, which is this site right here, with it was an unspun article with some embedded Google properties. It's keyword stuff like you couldn't believe. And I'm ranked number 3 with a very poor link profile of only 13 referring domains. That's really, really powerful. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that. Hopefully you guys see that, you know, and that was like not even following Gary and Marco's training. That was just like me playing around one day because when Marco started telling me about all the stuff you can do, I was like, oh shit, I got to try it out. So I put that together, and that was my attempt at it way back when 4 months ago, and it's ranked number 3 now, and I haven't touched it in months. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's get into some questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up, guys, because we're at the 90-minute mark. We'll grab the screen. We'll jump onto the events page. All right. Let's see. Mark York had asked earlier if crowdsearch.me will help with Twitter interaction. Have you guys tested that at all yet?
No, because we're looking for yeah, well, it's real interaction. It's actual user accounts. The problem would be keeping the theme going, right?
Yeah.
We want relevancy.
Yeah, and also, why pay CrowdSearch.me? Just have actual people do it for free.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that because you see all the interactions that that M. Briggs is getting from just from retweet recipes and stuff. So I think maybe if you were trying to jumpstart it, Mark, that might help. I know, like I've set up a lot of CrowdSearch.me campaigns with like hashtags where it goes and searches Google for a specific hashtag that I put in a tweet. And then the crowd searchers click on the actual tweet through Google search and then click on the URL in the tweet that I tell them to click on, and doing that for referral traffic, and that works pretty well too. But this is all self-contained is what ROIS Academy is about, not needing the third-party stuff.
Yeah, and maybe if I could just jump in, another sort of thing I might recommend if you're going to use crowd search me then is try, like I showed when you're doing a Google search, use the @ sign. So say use the @ sign for your, and then your username for the Twitter account, and then maybe a hashtag. So you're teaching Google that, because Google knows what the @ sign is, that it's Twitter account. So then, you know, they're going to your Twitter account and for that hashtag.
Yeah. I love the comments here, guys. I'm not going to read them out loud for the sake of the replay, but I love the comments.
Beep it.
Clint Butler, it's official. No more sales, or we get to tar and feather you guys. Yeah, I almost feel the same way, but unfortunately, we're going to continue making sales. Close the doors so we can make money for generations, Rick says. Florian says, so Bradley, you were telling us to stop standard domains and go G sites instead. Florian, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying because that, you know, I don't know how long it took to get to that point. If you take a look at the, are you guys seeing my whole screen?
Yeah.
Are you seeing my Firefox now?
Hey Bradley.
Yeah.
A better answer would be use sites so that you can embed your documents. We gave you the ability to do it. The script is there. Use it.
Yeah.
And then you use sites in conjunction with everything else so that you push links over to your money site, your client site, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to say was that, you know, I'm not saying don't use domains because there's some benefits for branding purposes and everything else to have your own domains, guys. But use these as part of your overall strategy. I mean, you guys can see the power of these. And, I mean, again, May 16th is when I created this, and I don't know how long it's been until it was ranked, but number 3 in Google, that's pretty strong. But you can also use the documents through, like, the spider silo method that Marco was showing earlier, to where at the exit point of the silo method, you put a link over to your property. And at the same time, you can also link throughout all of these documents to your properties. So you can even use your Google properties to be like the first step. So it's a 2-step traffic system, right? You rank the Google properties and then lead them back into your golden frame, which is going to be your website. That makes sense. All right, guys, it looks like we had pretty much answered all the questions. This is one that I almost missed. Sorry, Jason. I'm glad I saw this. Can you give a few tips about how to use ROIS for online reputation management?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know Jason's a master at it.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is, I mean, each tweet can be indexed. So what I love to do is, I mean, we know the nuclear button method to get something ranked within 20 seconds. So what I like to do is create a tweet with the exact match keyword and nothing else, and then just index that tweet and see where it pops up within 20 seconds. You know, if it hits page 1, page 2, wherever it happens to be. But already then it's knocked something up or down. Then once I've seen that, then I'll create other tweets with again, maybe say the exact match keyword, but then this time also a hashtag and a link to something that I want to index. Because what I think will happen is that when you start indexing those tweets, because you're sending the Google crawler to the tweet by indexing it, but now it's gonna also search what's actually in the tweets, and you've got a link to another property that you want to link. So you're indexing a tweet to the WordPress site, you're then sending out a tweet to the Pinterest site, and then a tweet to the Weebly site, and then a tweet to the whatever site, all with the exact match keywords.
Very cool.
Okay. So that's a, you know, if you want to bump people up or down, or your other URLs up or down really quickly, that could be another way. And you're pushing flow to those other sites, which I'm guessing you're also then trying to rank for anyway, because you're doing that. And in my testing so far, exact match works brilliantly. So, you know, if you have the exact match .wordpress.com, exact match .weebly.com, and all of that stuff, that works amazing for keywords. So not only branding, but for specific long tail keywords even. That's how you could bump stuff up and down quickly.
Yeah.
So, hey guys, one of the questions that was being asked is how about the questions submitted through the forums? Are those going to be answered separately?
Yeah,
Yes.
those we were planning to answer those in the next webinar.
Awesome.
Putting them together, and either or doing. If we get enough questions, we'll just do a separate webinar for just questions and answers.
Yeah, guys, that's part of the reason we had them do that, so that they could organize the questions and kind of group them together, so that it's more logical instead of it just being a flat out all over the map Q&A. And it'll make it better for the replay, especially for people that couldn't attend. So, all right, guys, looks like we're going to wrap it up. This was awesome. You guys did a fantastic job, Gary and Marco both. You know, I got to be 100% honest. I'm still amazed with the kind of stuff that you guys are coming up with all of this, and I'm proud of you both, man. So awesome job.
Thanks.
And we're still in the lab, by the way. There's more stuff to come.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, guys. See you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.